It's early June, and in Canada, it's finally warm enough to grow vegetables outdoors. I have just finished planting most of my vegetable seedlings, and now it's time to watch them grow.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English with JT. In this video, we are spending time in my garden so that you can learn vocabulary about gardening and garden tools. You will see what a typical backyard garden looks like in Canada. We will plant some seedlings, and I will also share some helpful tips about gardening. All right, let's head to the garden now and enjoy some time outdoors. I'll see you there.
So here we are on a beautiful and warm day in the vegetable garden. As you can see, I am using garden boxes to plant my vegetables. These garden boxes are also called raised beds because the level of the soil is higher than the ground level. Raised beds are good because the higher level provides better drainage for plants. It's easier to remove weeds in deep soil. And of course, the best part, you don't have to bend down so far in order to reach the ground. We can also plant vegetables in pots, like these potted tomatoes I have here. Pots are good because we can easily move them in and out of the sun. So there are many ways to build a garden, and each has its own benefit. Of course, to grow healthy plants, we need good soil. This garden box was prepared with this nice loose garden soil. To prepare the soil for planting, we do something called turning the soil, or cultivating the soil. This means that we use tools like a shovel, a rake, or perhaps a tiller to make the soil loose. This allows air and nutrition to get into the soil, which makes your plants grow stronger. When you turn soil, you can also add compost or manure to get even more nutrition. Oh, and one more thing. How deep should you dig when you turn soil over? Well, experienced gardeners say that you should dig down about 1 foot or 1/3 of a meter when you turn soil for planting. So, with our soil prepared, we can now plant vegetables. These are seedlings that I just transplanted a few days ago. Of course, the weather needs to be warm enough for these young seedlings to survive. So this means there should not be any cold nights in your weather forecast. Basically, if there is frost on the ground, that is too cold. But sometimes the weather changes fast, and suddenly there is an overnight frost, and you've already planted your seedlings. What can you do? Well, in this case, you can protect your plants with a cover. Or you can build a greenhouse, which essentially does the same thing. Covering your plants not only helps for the cold. If the weather becomes extremely hot before your seedlings are strong enough, then a cover will also protect your plants. Our weather here lately was both very hot and very cold, so I'm really happy that these seedlings are doing so well. Okay, let's see how easy it is to transplant seedlings. Right now, I am just finishing a row of eggplant seedlings. So first, we loosen the earth with a hand fork. Then we dig a hole with the trowel. Next, I'll add some composted sheep manure and some bone meal to the hole. This will really make our seedling grow strong. You can buy composted sheep, cattle, and chicken manure along with other fertilizers at your local hardware store. Now, just put the seedling into the hole and pack earth around. You want it to be nice and firm. Let's add some of this mulch on top. Mulch and straw are wonderful for vegetable gardening. They hold moisture in the soil, and they also stop weeds from growing around the plants. Now we'll water thoroughly. Hopefully these little seedlings are going to be good and strong so that I can enjoy eggplants in a few months.
All right, let's take a break now and check out some useful gardening vocabulary. I will be back after with more gardening tips for you.
Shovel, shovel. Rake, rake. Hoe, hoe. Spade, spade. Fork, fork. Rototiller, rototiller. Trowel, trowel. Pruner, pruner. Hand fork, hand fork. Cultivator, cultivator. Wheelbarrow, wheelbarrow. Flower pot, flower pot. Soil, soil. Compost, compost. Mulch, mulch. Straw, straw. Fertilizer, fertilizer. Manure, manure. Seed, seed. Seed tray, seed tray. Label, label. Seedling, seedling. Garden box, garden box. Greenhouse, greenhouse. Garden hose, garden hose. Sprinkler, sprinkler. Spray nozzle, spray nozzle. Watering can, watering can. Rain barrel, rain barrel. Gardening gloves, gardening gloves. Twine, twine. Stake, stake. Twist tie, twist tie. Trellis, trellis. Plant support, plant support. Scarecrow, scarecrow. In gardening, my least favorite chore is removing the weeds. However, the more weeds we remove, the more nutrition remains in the soil. and that's good for our plants. So it's especially a good thing if you enjoy weeding. A hoe and a hand fork make weeding a bit easier. Now, doesn't a garden without weeds look wonderful? Unless it rains, we need to water our plants often using a garden hose or a watering can. Our seedlings, with their small roots, should be watered at least once a day and twice a day if the weather is hot. If we plant any seeds, the soil should always be damp so that the seeds can germinate. Germinate is a verb used to describe the moment when a tiny plant breaks out of its seed. Now, it's important to never water your plants under the hot afternoon sun because you might cook the leaves by accident. Watering after sunset on cold nights can also cause mildew and other diseases in the plants. So it's best to water either early in the morning or late in the afternoon. As they grow, some plants will need support. My cucumbers will need plant stakes. And my tomatoes are going to need these tomato cages. Climbing vegetables like to grow on a trellis. I like to grow my climbing vegetables against this fence. Over the summer, these beans and snow peas will climb all the way to the top. Last tips that I like to do for my own garden. I like to save eggshells and coffee grinds to put around my plants. The coffee grinds and eggshells help to protect against some crawling bugs that can damage our plants.
All right, that's our video for today. If you enjoyed learning English vocabulary about gardening, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to one of my social channels. Also, come to EnglishWithJT.com. All my videos covering everyday life topics in Canada are posted there. There are also PDFs to download that contain the text transcript and the vocabulary for each video. You can find it all at EnglishWithJT.com. So I invite you to come along, share a smile, and practice English with me. You're always welcome at English with JT. I'll see you next time.